All right, everyone. Hey, guys, I can't sleep, but I want to go ahead and tell you this, okay? This is about the rat race. And this is, yeah, my eyes, don't worry about it. I'm getting ready to get me some more rest. It's 12 midnight right now, but we're all caught in that rat race. And I discovered the idea of Diamond VIP to help you get out of that rat race. But I need you to bring the function of your mind with you, okay? Because the question of Diamond VIP ask a very simple question. What if you could invest in people like some people invest in the New York Stock Exchange? And what I really mean is simple. Um, I know that I'm putting money and resources into Diamond VIP. I know what it costs to advertise on my Vegas and my Nashville. But the trust of Diamond VIP is this. I know that you are all grown, and I know we can do whatever it is we want to do, but you need to start thinking about your value, right? And your value is what you bring to the table in honor as well, because what I'm doing is in honor. I'm not doing contracts. I'm not doing anything of that nature. It's just simply honor. And I want you to find a comparable leader. It's very hard to find one that's very comparable to what I'm bringing you. So whether you decide to do 2 or 3 things that we do or none of the things that we do, I need you to think about this. I shared with you before that my idea of promoting Zykia, she totally got it. It was when I advertise for this month, she paid $0 for that. But the only thing she brought to the table was her integrity. But we also share connections, which is more important. And I need you guys to understand the value of connections. And I don't think many of you do because you're stuck in the rat race. And that's how it basically works. But it's just the honor system, right? I'm not trying to manipulate any of her connections. And I have a responsibility of integrity with those connections. But what happens is the rat race mentality is always trying to go for close, meaning when you hear, oh, this person can do this for me, the first thing you think about is them putting their resources into you. But what resources are you reciprocating back towards them? I need you to know this, right? Because if you're always thinking of making money, I'm going to tell you that life will become a zero-sum game and you'll be stuck in the rat race. Many of the things that I do and invest in, like I invested in the NFL, I invested in the Las Vegas Host Committee, I invested in BNI, I invested in the Urban Chamber. Those cost me money. Every single month they cost me money. You get to benefit from what I invested in. So to Iris and to Raphael, those connections that you make in BNI, my next question is, are we sharing those connections? Because that's really what it's about. And I'm just using them as an example because this is how you make it. What happens to most of us is we become grown, we do our thing, and that's cool. God has blessed us to become grown, and we hodl. We hodl information. We cuddle the information. We embrace the information. Maybe we do something with the information. Maybe we don't do anything with the information. But the last thing we do is share the information. What we should be doing is collaborating every day. You see something of interest, it may not be something that can help you, but it may be something that can assist me. Or I may be somebody who, if you put me on the phone with that person, put me on a Zoom call with that person, I can enhance what you're already doing. That's how you play the smart game. The books that you haven't read, I've already read, right? The experiences you haven't had, I've already had. And those experiences that you've had, I've never had, right? And that's the power of leverage. But most people will simply hear the message and not do what they hear. And that's what leaves you behind. You know, every day, every hour, every minute of that clock that begins to tick, because it's ticking right now as we speak. And guess what? It's not in your favor. It's really not. And so what I do is I'm kind of like the Indianapolis Speedway. I move at a very high frequency. I don't give a doggone. Trust me, I have a brain and I can think things through, but I know my brain stops me and fear stops me every single day because I have something that's more comfortable for me. That's why I don't ask a ton of questions. It's not that I don't have the questions. It's that if I ask those questions, it's going to slow down the pace that I want to move on. I'm not scared to make a mistake. I want to make 100,000 mistakes because I know in so making 100,000 mistakes, I become a billionaire. This is how it works. And unfortunately, for most of us, we slow ourselves down. We hinder ourselves. We make it about ourselves. We don't realize it, but we really do. And we do that by being quiet, by not developing our social skills, by not developing our motor skills. If we were playing basketball, I gotta move at a very high pace. My motor skills have to be ready. So when I do that crossover with my arms, it's gotta go in a great flow. See, that's what we don't really want as adults, because as adults, unfortunately, we become divergent. And as a divergent, what happens is, we establish rules that don't really fully exist, believe it or not. They don't exist. They're just rules that have allowed us to make it this far. But if you've been scrapping and surviving to make it, baby, then it's time to change your whole dichotomy. It's time to change the way you approach anything and everything. And I'm just crazy enough to believe it's possible. And God has allowed me to see these days. That's all it is. I believe it's possible every single day, and I go for it. I don't even really think about it. I just go for it. I mean, what's the worst that's going to happen? I get fired from the thing that I'm doing? Exactly. There's no real worst thing that could ever happen. And that's why I embrace something new. The beauty of multi-level marketing, for some of you, you don't even see it yet, but it's going to help you develop those skills you do not have, but you need. That's what we don't talk about. We don't talk about the skills that you need. Many of you will tell me, I'm about to start a job. I'm about to do this. Are you? Because unless you're willing to get out there and hustle, you're not really ready. You just think you're ready. So I'm here to pull you out of the rat race, but you got to pull yourself up by your own britches. And you got to think about, if I'm going to advertise you, what are you bringing back to me in currency? That's what if you could invest in people, like some people invest in the New York Stock Exchange, really means. It means you have a responsibility to become the currency of worth and value. I already see your worth and value. God bless.